Yeah, so the Wee Free Library was a little free library project that me and my family members and myself decided that we would start. I was the one that originally came up with the idea, but it's become a really big effort amongst a lot of my friends and family. And what we've done is we have built a little free library, but we are calling it the Wee Free Library because we're in Scotland, just to kind of have a play on words with the word little. And it's going to be a book swap box inspired by honesty boxes in little free libraries all over the world where people can donate their old books, books that they've read, and hopefully give them a new lease on life where they can be collected by new people. Sort of motto is take a book, leave a book, but it's not a case that you have to leave a book if you take one. It's just that that's the process. People will take books and people will leave books. It's going to have an array of books. It's going to have no sort of restrictions on what you can put in there. So I'm not going to monitor, for example, this is where the children's books go, this is where the grown-up books go. But they will have their own shelves that are very clear so that the wee ones can get better access to the books that are more suited to them. I've also decided to donate in quite a few colouring sheets, some rulers, some bookmarks, and reading aids like reading rulers for individuals that may have dyslexia or other issues where they struggle to read without an aid. So it's really to help foster a love of books in Blantyre again, because we have had a few issues where our libraries not really been on steady footing. It's had a bit of a shift where we've moved it into the leisure centre. So to have a free, continuous place where people can swap, share books, and have a chat about them was really the main aim.
How are you going to, I mean, you're saying that you're not going to sort of monitor the books, but there might
Mm.
need to be some sort of
Yeah.
monitoring
So if,
of
if we
make
do,
sure that children pick the most appropriate book for themselves as opposed to maybe something picking up a Stephen King, if you see what I mean.
so the library itself will be unmonitored in the sense that it will be an honesty box, and we do hopefully hope that parents will still be attending the box with their children. However, I have got three shelves, so we've got a top shelf, a middle shelf, and a bottom shelf. I personally will be making sure that all of the books that we bring in as donations will be on the children's shelf so that there's no Stephen Kings mixed in amongst there. And in terms of attending to the box, we will go and make sure that it's tidy and make sure that there's maybe even a bit of an organization to it. But it's not going to be a case where we say you can't have this certain book or this certain book because it is a donation station. It's somewhere where people can offload their own clutter and hopefully give it a lease on life in an eco-friendly way.
And you were mentioning about, a love of books in your own family. How did that come about? What got you into reading?
Personally, I've always enjoyed a book. I really personally enjoy non-fiction books. I like to learn about new things. But growing up, it was always something that we did. My partner grew up reading books under the covers with the little torch and hiding from his mum when she'd check on him. And I sort of fostered a fictional cat when we discovered Bray Discovers, and I discovered I wanted to be a children's author. So because my own background is in creating books and writing, I did feel passionate about making sure that there's a stable place in Blantyre for people to access them. And I also noticed that Blantyre really loves books from all of my school visits and my library visits.
In fact, funny you should mention this because we were actually talking about some of the best places of getting books at the moment seems to be, well,
Mm-hmm.
it's certainly in our local supermarket at the Morrisons. They've got this amazing bookshelf where you pay
A
your pound
bookshelf.
and you grab your book kind of thing, and it's like wow,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the different books that they get because they get some really really good books. I suddenly got into
Well, as a
Japanese.
non-fiction lover, that's what I found. I found there's a lot of really good non-fiction books floating around your little free libraries and in your charity shops. That's where I found the quirkiest items. But yeah, it's definitely becoming more popular to be a reader, which is exactly what I support.
And of course, the idea of having something that's maybe not in a building that's got set hours, because
Yeah.
many of us don't have the hours that fit in around a library opening time. If it's
Mhm.
only going to be open, say Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, sometimes it's not even that.
Yeah.
That's quite a limited time in order to, particularly if you're going with kids, you've got other things that you've
Mhm.
got to get thinking about and tea to organise, homework, you've got this, that, and the next thing. And things like going to the library to do homework used to be a thing, which I don't think it is anymore
Yeah.
as well.
Well, one thing I really, really like about where we've situated the Wee Free Library, it will be outside of the church hall, outside of Blantyre Old Parish Church. And that church hall has warm welcomes. It has events where children can go to clubs and adults can go to clubs. And I feel as though it takes me back to when I was a little girl and I would maybe go to tap dancing class
Oh
and
yeah.
all the mums would congregate out the front and they would stand and chat about, I don't know, the weather or EastEnders. Now it kind of gives the kids something to do while they're waiting for their mums to get them into the car because there'll be things out there that they can actually take home with them.
And
I
that,
also I also would really like to highlight that, yeah, me and my family are definitely working on this box, but we wouldn't have such a pretty setup if it wasn't for the young people and the artists at the Terminal 1 in Blantyre because they've decorated book bricks for us, which are absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to have them out for the artists to see them on display. They're absolutely
ex-
beautiful.
that sounds incredible. So you're going to be opening it up on Sunday at 12. What's the plan thereafter? Is it going to be pretty much open thereafter that people can go and take a book and put a book back, that sort of thing?
Mhm. Yeah, so our lovely builder has made it a lockable door, so it's absolutely accessible with a sort of turn lock. And after Sunday the 28th, it will just be available for everybody to access. We've already had quite a few donations, so the library may be full when they arrive. There might be a lot in there, but as long as the door can close, we're always welcoming donations. And on a weekly basis, myself and my partner, we're not too far from where it's situated, so we stay in Blantyre. We will go out, make sure that everything's still tidy and that it's still absolutely watertight, which is something that my father, who was building the library, made absolute sure of. He was out in all weathers with all the settings on his hose, making sure that nothing got in to damage our precious books. It's definitely going to be a community effort, but it will be attended, just in case anybody wants to donate something if it's
Excellent.
not
That
big
sounds
enough.
incredible. What an incredible project to be part of
Mhm.
and to have set up. What's next? What's the aim for it going forward?
So the aim itself is to hopefully build a community around people reading books in Blantyre. We're going to have a notice board inside of the Wee Free Library as well, which will enable people to maybe notify people about classes, notify about missing pets, or even lost items. And hopefully, in a couple of years down the line, it becomes a self-sustaining library that we can all be a part of and for all of us to be proud of as well. It's not just for Blantyre, it's for Blantyre and anyone that visits Blantyre. So everybody's welcome.